Hi, everybody. The answer is always yes. You can always get a reading. What's up? Open shop hours. MT, thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Could I get a spirit reading? Hey, Eric B. Welcome to the BWOB. Thank you so much for your support. Good morning to you. So, MT, just to let you know, yes, you could always get a reading. What's your question? What's your question? Because if you just want a general reading, go check out your zodiac sign. Well, first of all, good morning, guys. How are you? Oh my gosh. How you doing? Good morning. Just wanted to say, how are you? And thank you for being on. Thank you for coming on. I'm so glad that you guys are here for our members only live chat. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. So, of course, members only get access to this. This is a closed group, and members, Harmony or BWOB, get to be on here, and they get to ask any questions they want. This is early in the morning, so ultimately, if you need to hop on, ask your question, and then hop off, what I will do is I will answer your question and I will timestamp when I've answered your question so that you can come back and you can look at your question and you can see. So you can look at your question, you can get the answer. You don't have to scroll through the whole video to do it. So what's up, Erica? Hold on a second. There. I've been trying to catch you live for 3 weeks now. I lost my wallet and had to cancel everything. I'm so sorry about that, Erica. I'd like to know what to expect with these new and upcoming transits in my career and love life. I'm a Cap Sun, Aries rising. Pluto is in my 10th house and Jupiter is in my first house. So I'm a Cap Sun. So Pluto is in my 10th house. Pluto's in Capricorn right now. So an Aries rising, that would make sense. You've been going through a lot of changes. Jupiter is in my first house. Jupiter is your natal Jupiter, you're saying, is in your first house. Because Jupiter is currently in Gemini, which would be in your third house if you're Aries rising. I'm at work, but headphones are on. Yeah, I'll be in and out. That's why I love this channel. Gemini moon. Yes. Okay, so your natal moon is conjuncting Jupiter right now, depending on where in Gemini it is, and that means emotional expansion. That means your heart opening up to a lot of different understandings and people and places, and getting more curious about letting people in your life to learn and to grow. There are big shifts for you 100% because Pluto has been in the cardinal sign of Capricorn, which is somewhere your 10th house starts in Capricorn. So, yeah, there are going to be major shifts in your career because the heaviness of Pluto is off of it. The struggle, the challenges, the extreme highs and lows are leaving. And so whatever is left in its wake, now you have control over and you have conscious input over. With Pluto, that's not the case. But Pluto is now moving out of Capricorn, and that's a very good thing for all of us cardinal signs. And because it seems like you're double whammy cardinal, your Cap Sun and your Aries rising, that means at some point over the last 15 years, 16 years, Pluto was conjunct your natal sun for about 5 years. So that meant a dynamic energy, a dynamic time of change of who you are, breaking down your ego to force you to do other things, see other things about yourself, challenge what you think of yourself and who you think you are. As well as maybe in some ways challenging why haven't you gone after your heart purpose? You know, if you haven't, and in the places where you have put it aside and haven't listened to it, Pluto will come and torment you. So look to those areas over the past 15 years where you've been most tormented, because that's where Pluto is showing you, well, you didn't live up to your life purpose. And that's why I come in and I torment you, because you're not supposed to be here. If you're feeling pain, it's wrong. It's forcing you to grow in the direction that you were meant to grow in. Now Pluto is leaving Capricorn. It'll be out of Capricorn officially by November 19th. And that's a good thing, because it means that it's not in opposition, conjunction, or square to any of your major placements. Since you are an Aries rising, Pluto would have also been square to your ascendant, which meant that it would give you a more formidable and intimidating and less patient presence about you. And so people might have reacted more extremely to you, or in some ways not wanted to be around you or pretend like you weren't even in the room, because they could feel that intimidating energy. And so they kind of tried to avoid you. So that could have also created a lot of frustration and had kept a lot of doors closed for you in your life as well. So ultimately, now there's a relief that's coming to all cardinal signs. The cardinal signs that will still feel it are those with major placements at the end of Cancer, at the end of Capricorn, at the very end of Aries, at the very end of Libra. That's actually me. My ascendant is at the very end of Libra and my moon is at the very end of Cancer. So I could still experience, happy birthday, Doug Denny, a few more painful years of being taught hard lessons. But in about 3 years, that will fade for me as well, as Pluto shifts into Aquarian energy and it's not in direct contact with our placements anymore. So I've been super emotional hermit mode, and that's fine. That's actually really good. In isolating. Hey, MT, I'm here with you too. Hey, Nancy P. I'm happy to see more people on here too. Yeah. I've been super emotional hermit mode, is isolating for the past 2 weeks. Broke up with my ex over boundaries. Okay. Learning to stand firm. This is your life because you gave me your placements. I mean, this is what's happening to you now. And I said this, weak relationships or relationships that had major flaws were not going to make it through this Pluto going direct in opposition to Mars, square. The current sun is in Libra, square to the current sun and square to Chiron. It was just going to bring up too many insecurities. It was just going to break too many people down. And if you weren't open and honest and truthful and compassionate in a situation where you were open, honest, truthful, and compassionate with each other, it was going to break down, because mostly because of what comes from inside of us, this sense of lack of deserving, I'm not worth it. And those insecurities would grow so big that they would kind of make you unavailable for your partner. So I think a lot of situations that weren't strong ended, and they just had to. I'd like to know what to expect with these new upcoming transits in my career and love life. You can expect that a lot of, especially with Pluto moving out of your 10th house, your career will get more. It will feel like your career is responding more to your efforts, because when Pluto's anywhere, it takes charge. You can't control Pluto. Pluto takes over. So once Pluto leaves, whatever the rubble is that it leaves behind, at least you can make a conscious impact on it. And after the pain and after the struggle and after surviving that craziness, I think you'll have a better understanding of what you want in your career and where you want to go. And the painful lesson Pluto teaches us with career is that, you know what, we can fail doing something that we hate. So why didn't we try and follow our heart and do something that we love? It will teach us how strong we are. And if we can survive this worst, that there's nothing that we shouldn't put our whole self and energy into. It'll make very clear what's worth it and what's not. And you'll start to see that your conscious efforts will make more impact, and you can consciously direct the outcome of your career now. It's like you can almost in some ways take control back, because Pluto took control, took control over. So it's like you can take that control back now. It's not you running on empty or having to scrape bottom or just go with this hell ride that you've been on. Aries rising, with Pluto leaving that square to your rising sign, you'll feel more visible, you'll feel more seen, you'll feel like people are more open and receptive to your energy and who you are. You'll feel more that they trust you more, and that they see your more authentic self, your leadership capabilities, your independence, as opposed to feeling like you're here to take over or people just not trusting you. You'll start to feel people being more open and receptive to you again. And like I said, right now, if your Jupiter is in you have a Gemini moon, then at one point over this year, Jupiter has conjuncted your moon. So you'll be willing to and open to more expansion, especially through conversations with people, new friendships, learning new things from those friendships. That's what the transits will get you. MT, I don't know what you mean by spirit reading, sweetheart. I don't know what you mean by that. If you want a general reading, there's like 3,000 general readings on my website. What do you want to ask, sweetheart? Hey Erica, what do you want to ask? It's always important to know what you want energy in the universe, what you want me to focus on. What is it? Just ask your question, and then I can give you an answer. Oh, what is coming? Okay, you got it. So MT, what is coming? A change in routine, a change of life, a very fortunate turn of events that liberates you from a hardship or struggle or karmic cycle. Your life will feel like it's actually starting to flow again and move forward. That could be Aries season. That's you feeling more independence and more courage when it comes to taking charge of your own life, feeling like you're in charge of your own life. More stamina, more virility, more courage, more risk taking is coming into your life. Once again, also more independence and maybe just leadership, not of others, but over yourself. The Emperor reflects leadership over the self, not worried or caring about what others do, but worrying and caring about, not worrying, but caring and being led by their interests, their desires, their passions. And strength coming back. This could also be strength in terms of your sexual prowess and your sexual energy, returning a feeling of yourself again, a feeling of feeling your independent power coming back. This is all happening now. These changes are all happening now, between now and Aries season next year. That's what's coming. A greater sense of independence, purpose, and lesser fear, a vitality to move forward. In the past, you didn't know what you wanted or where you wanted to be, or you felt out of sorts. You weren't sure of yourself. You weren't sure of your direction, and you felt unbalanced and not connected to spirit. That is not what's happening now. You have done a 180. You've completely changed. There's a turnaround coming here where you know the direction, and you're not going to be looking for spirit to guide you. You're going to be looking for yourself to guide you. You're going to be willing and capable of making decisions on your own without guidance, without the need for guidance, trusting yourself so much more deeply, understanding who you are and being sure of yourself. That is where you are headed, or that is where God wants to guide you. That is where you will find, if you get into that mentality, if you get into that energy, you will find prosperity and progress. Hey, so that's MT. let's see, 13. Hey, okay. Nancy and Michelle, great to see more people. Me too. I agree. Hey, Erica, what's up? Oh, so are you still on here? Candace. Hey, Candace. I'm a Cancer moon. Me too. Gemini sun. God bless. Ascendant in Gemini. Okay, so super Gemini, and Gemini is getting a lot of help right now from Jupiter. Jupiter is in Gemini all year. So there's kind of a lightening, a blessing, an optimism, a curiosity, like trust your curiosity when it comes to Jupiter, tapping into your energies, because it leads you where you need to go without you really completely understanding why. And my Pluto is in Libra. Okay. My Pluto is in Libra too. Pluto in Libra is generational. It is generational it basically marks Gen Xers. It's been a rough go. Wondering about career, love, and family. You're welcome, MT. Wondering about career, love, and family. So Pluto in Libra would have squared Pluto right now. Pluto is in Capricorn right now. Pluto is heading out of Capricorn right now. So over the next 18 years, we're actually going to get a trine to Pluto now. So Pluto's activity being helpful for us when it comes to Gen Xers and where our Pluto is and what destroys or makes dynamic changes in our lives. We're going to start seeing more support and kind of like pushing through or breakthroughs over the next 18 years. But over the past 15 years, it's been a rough go because Pluto has been square to our natal Pluto. So we've had our Pluto square. That's what we experience in life. Pluto squares. You're usually not going to experience your Pluto opposition. Maybe when you're in your 80s. But Pluto return you're not going to experience. So Pluto square is a rumbly tumbly time where you kind of question everything that you've contributed to. But I have to say, Candace, Cancer moon could be hard too, because my moon sign is in Cancer. My moon sign is at the very end of Cancer at 29 degrees Cancer, for example. I don't know where your moon is in Cancer in your natal chart, but that means it's been in opposition to Pluto for the past at least a group of 5 years over the past 15 years. And so it means it's deconstructing you where it hits home, which is the moon. Everything that you know about your mother, you could have found problems deconstructing her, deconstructing what you know about her, what you know about your family life, deconstructing what you feel, how you feel things, your emotional construct and what makes you feel safe. Nothing makes you feel safe. Having to go through all those emotions of lack of safety, lack of security, lack of importance, all of those things would have been very emotional struggles that you would have had to go through sometime over the past 15 years with Pluto in opposition to your natal moon. So emotionally, it would have been a shit show for you. That is passing. That is leaving. Pluto is about to get out of or head out of. Pluto is about to head out of Capricorn, and that will alleviate that stress on your natal moon. Wondering about career, love, and family. Once again, Gemini sun and ascendant in Gemini should have been helped a lot this year, at least in optimism by Jupiter conjuncting both your sun and your ascendant. But Gemini went through a really rough time about 4 years ago, where everybody was deconstructing Gemini. And now there's a rebuilding that's going to be happening to you. So yeah, I would say over the next couple of years, especially, things will get not simpler, but they'll feel better. They'll feel like they're more, you can direct the flow more. That your conscious energy is being taken seriously, as opposed to just thrown to the side and you having to hang on for this hell ride. Like I said, But let's see, Candace, wondering about career, love, and family. Candace is wondering about career, love, and family. Your time is definitely coming. There is adjusting and dealing with addictions, fears, toxicities in your life, looking at them, facing them, accepting them, and actually confronting them, becoming aware of what they are instead of having them control you, looking toward faith and understanding what they are, seeing it, not giving up on yourself, though, just a sense of spirituality, a deeper sense of your connectivity to God and universe, helping to heal you, especially taking you out of these toxic situations, and believing that you are worth something more. King of Cups is here, so there's definitely an energy of feeling better about yourself, feeling more emotionally stable, emotionally secure, and maybe even finding that you have somebody in your corner, somebody who cares, becoming more open and receptive to people who love you and who care about you instead of people that just excite you or invigorate you. Looking for deeper connections, deeper relationships, and being able to actually maybe commit in some ways to a deeper connection. And then we have the Fool card. Yeah, it's a whole new beginning and a whole new start for you. Being able to just move in a direction, feeling free. In the past, there was delusion, or there was not knowing which way to go, or not being honest. You were dealing with lack of truth. I don't know how you were dealing with lack of truth, but also a sense of maybe not true friendships, not true connections or community that you belong to. And so now it's almost like you're realizing the better people, the people who really support you and care about you more, and being able to feel more comfortable in their presence. This is all for Candace. And then, hold on, Candace. I'm writing it down so I can timestamp you guys. And then Erica, one more thing. Could you tell me the outcome with my house? The outcome with Erica's house. There's abundance here that's coming in. There's an actual offer that you didn't expect. Wait, hold on. Okay, stop. I'm glad that we're doing this. Okay. Let's go back. There was an offer that wasn't sincere that came in. It was extraordinarily exuberant or generous, or maybe you were told to put your house on the market for too much. And ultimately it was delusional, and it was derogatory to your mission about your house, something to do with your house. So ultimately, whatever you thought was going to happen, if it sounded too good to be true, it absolutely was. And it set you up for a lot of failure. However, now what's going to become clear is what was undermining you, or who was undermining you, so that you can now attack the situation face on and confront who was undermining you, however they were undermining you, whatever the bad information was, whatever the stealing or crookery, whatever it was, that becomes very clear, and you're able to logically and with logic and intelligence and pragmatism go after what was undermining you, to be able to see it, diagnose it, and clear it the fuck up. And that's going to become clear to you. And that's it. That's going to become clear, and you'll be able to do something about it and claim victory over it through logic, not emotional reaction, intelligence, logic, rules, laws, regulations. You'll be able to figure that shit out. You'll be able to do it. So you're going to get clarity, and you're going to get victory, a way through. Hey, Nancy. Hi. Okay, I'm an Aries 2. Okay. Aries 2. Okay. Taurus ascendant, 23 degrees. Mars in Libra, Neptune in Scorpio. Okay. What else? I also have been in low energy today. I feel like it's lifting. What is coming next? Glad you're getting the clarity, Erica B. Good things up ahead. Oh, thanks for that support. You're so sweet, MT. Should I speak to the past person on my mind? Hold on. Let's go back to Nancy's. Mars in Libra, Neptune in Scorpio is also generational. What else? I also have been in low energy today. I feel it's lifting. So low energy today, Nancy, simply is this. You should know by now to give yourself grace through your low energy periods, to allow yourself to find that grace and not push yourself during those low energy periods. 100%, what we've been through has been to teach us how blessed we are to be here at all. And so if you have low energy periods, give yourself grace. And it's not like give up or back down on things that are important to you, but it's give yourself grace to go slower and do a little bit less in those days of low energy. Aries sun. So Aries sun, if you're at the 12th, so you've been going through a lot of chironic energy. And right now, there's an opposition. The opposition with the current sun in Libra has just passed. Mars is in Libra, so you could actually have, I don't know where your Mars is in Libra, but it could be conjunct the current sun, which is square to current Mars, which is meaning that there could be energy blocks or energy clogs right now for the next couple of weeks. Not a big deal. That will pass as Mars passes out of Cancer. You'll get your vitality back. I wouldn't be worried about that being permanent. Just take care of yourself and don't push yourself, especially physically now, because you are more likely or will lend more likely toward injury. What else have I been in a low energy mode? Taurus ascendant at 23 degrees. Uranus is right on top of your ascendant. So you're going through major upheavals and changes in the way people see you and the way you perceive yourself and how you want to be seen in public, how you want to be seen by people in general. You don't want to be seen the same way. It's almost like not midlife crisis. It's just a sense of, I want to break out of this shell of perception that I've been in. And that will be with you for the next couple of years. Uranus is right there on top of your ascendant now. So it's changing or shifting or making you want to change how people perceive you or see you. Oh, Erica, you've already made your donation to the channel by being supportive and being a subscriber. So all I can say is, with my full heart, thank you for your generosity. God bless you, Erica. I appreciate your donation. I appreciate you so much. So Nancy, give yourself grace with this low energy period. Mars squaring your natal Mars can actually have that impact. It could give you bursts of energy that are impulsive and then block your energy in other ways. Challenging to control Mars square Mars. So give yourself the grace to go slower, right? Especially when Mars is in Cancer. Currently, Mars is in Cancer. So Mars isn't as sure of itself, and it's weakened already in Cancer. And then it's going to square your natal Mars, and it's just draining your vitality a little bit, draining it because you want it to be on that normal level. Let it be at the level that it is now and trust the guidance and the slowing down right now. I've been isolating. I want to get up and out, but feel like I have a weight tied to my ankle. Yeah. But optimistic that it will pass. It will pass. Can you tell me what to expect next month? Till the end of the year, maybe relationship. So don't pay much mind to what's happening right now. This is a kind of transit time of nothingness. So things will be confusing, but ultimately there is a new start or a refreshment period coming within the next month. Wait about 4 weeks. Allow this time to be a rest period for you and to reflect. And if you do anything, just tie up loose ends. That's what you should do over the next 4 weeks. By Sagittarius season, there is going to be a breakthrough for some new inspiration or passion coming into your life. It may not be a relationship, but it is a renewed sense of vitality and purpose and motivation. That's by Sagittarius season. So you will enter the new year motivated with new prospects. There you go, Nancy. Now, what else was it? I know somebody had a question. Erica, one more thing. Could you tell me? I did Erica. MT is there. Been isolating. Want to get up. Thank you. Bless you. God bless you, Erica. Glad you're getting clarity, Erica. Thank you so much, Erica. God bless you. But I had somebody else that said something. MT, I think you asked something, right? You don't want me to answer that question? One more thing. Could you tell me the outcome with my house? I was on Erica's question. And MT, Nancy P, thank you. Should I speak to the past person? I'm just going to say this from what I read, from what you told me. No. You shouldn't be looking back at all. And whatever this past person was, I don't know if you were on when I said it, but hey, EM Vasquez, God bless. Welcome to Courage. Oh, Courage shouldn't be on here. Member access is for member access to be able to comment. Oh. Well, thank you for joining Courage, but to be able to comment, you either have to be BWOB or Harmony. So maybe I put the settings wrong, but that's okay. We'll do it this way this time around. Should I speak to the past person? No. So what I was saying, MT, is this. Weak relationships and weak situations, we're not going to make it past this Pluto energy. Pluto went direct on October 11th. And that was going to really start to attack and sweep all of the situations in our lives, whether they were relationships or not, that were weak and that we were just tolerating or just being tolerated. That wasn't going to happen anymore. So if the situation is in the past, you need to leave it in the past and not hang on, because what Pluto has done is done. And to try to connect with that again is toxic. So no, you should not speak with the past person at all. There's no reason for it. Intuitively, I think there's an energy of connect with spirit, reconnect. You need some more balance in your life with that faith, a sense of knowing that timing is correct. You need to work on that. I don't think you have the self-esteem going for you that you really need right now. And ultimately, maybe you're just seeking for some external validation. That's not good. Like get out of that mindset by believing and finding faith and connecting to faith and realizing that in divine timing, you will be in a connection that supports you, cares about you, and feeds your soul. Yeah. And remember, where you're headed is less about receiving or just going with the flow or doing divine feminine, and more toward your divine masculine, which is actually taking action and being more independent and not being necessarily in partnership or needing partnership. That's where God wants to direct you. That's the reading that I got for you. You're welcome, MT. God bless. God bless. So we're looking forward now, because I remember your reading. I remember it was all about the Emperor and all about strength and all about having faith in yourself and taking care of yourself and your own personal direction. Hi, Elizabeth Vasquez. So Elizabeth, I don't understand. So there's a Courage membership here. I don't know what's going on. But this is BWOB and Harmony members. So I'm happy that you're here, Elizabeth, but I'm not sure how it happened. So just an FYI. But if you want to think and consider upgrading, hey, Candace, you're welcome, Michelle. We didn't get to love in my question. I'm wondering about my ex. We were only to be on a break, but family, my mother, was blocking us. Just wondering how he feels about me. There's no stability here. I think there are other people in the situation that might disappoint you. I think you know that already with the mother. Maybe that's what it is. There's lack of stability here, a sense of needing more direction and needing more certainty, a decision to move forward because the certainty wasn't there. Too many people in this situation and a lot of disappointment. So I think what the cards are saying is he's still extremely disappointed in the interference and maybe disappointed in you for allowing the interference. Not to say that you did, not to say that it's your fault, but to say that that's the viewpoint on it. He's still crying over spilt milk, and he's still all up in his feelings about this circumstance. So if you want your relationship to move forward, you got to eradicate that situation and show him that 100% it's never going to happen again and that you're on his side. I'm not saying that you should do that. The situation with your mother might be more delicate, and you might just need to accept that you need to be with somebody who's more patient with the circumstance. But right now, he's still all up in his feelings. And yes, if you love him, you should respect his feelings. But ultimately, in order to put things back together with him, you're gonna have a lot of work ahead of you in terms of proving yourself to him and proving that that situation with your mother will never happen again, because he's real butthurt about it. And he's still up in his feelings about it and doesn't feel really secure with it. Just an FYI. Just an FYI. So Elizabeth, I don't know how this happened. I don't know how courage got on, but let's do it. So normally, just so that you guys know, this is for Harmony and BWOB members only. They get access to the live chats. Courage does not. Courage gets priority in the public readings that I do. So I will always take courage questions first, or members' questions first. They get priority in comments under videos. They get access to badges, etc., etc. But this is members only. This is Harmony and BWOB only. But hey, Nancy, EM, you must have slipped in for whatever reason, right? Elizabeth Vasquez is my name. I have a situation in regards to a custody battle. Okay. Trying to gain some insight on what to do right now. Hearing November 7th and pre-trial February. So what's going on? There's something you're going to be able to make work or make fit or make happen. Be willing to not compromise, but be flexible. That's what's going to help you be able to make peace out of this situation. It's going to take a lot of hard work. Maybe you've been carrying the weight or the burden by yourself, but you're going to be able to figure that out and move forward and find a solution to whatever has been weighing you down or whatever you've been struggling with, and you will find a way forward. The Chariot card is here. This may, of course, take all the way out till next year, Cancer season. But in terms of this, it's basically saying, be open and receptive and flexible to solutions. Be willing to engineer and design a solution that you don't have right now, because that's the only way that you're going to actually be able to move forward. But you will be able to do it if you have that open mindset. You'll be able to move forward on these family matters and figure out the situation. When it comes to, if you were thinking about moving, you might be able to you would find a way to be able to move, even though it's creating more burden on you. There is this sense of sort of finding your way through and figuring it out. So that's the encouragement. I don't know about the details of how this works. The 10 of Wands tends to be that you've taken on too much, trying to do too much, or trying to be too much. And ultimately, once you recognize that, realize that, and allow other people to help you, or allow yourself to compromise, you will find the ability to move forward and find direction through that. So there you go, EM. I hope that helped. What is it? Okay. Yeah, because here are your cards. Temperance is about finding a way to fix an impossible situation that has been absolutely heavy for you for a while. And I think by Sagittarius season, which is by the end of November, you will have that answer and have that way through and have a solution to your problems and be able to move. There's a lot of movement here. So if any of this has to do with movement, you'll find a way to be able to allow yourself to move forward, move location, whatever it is with this custody situation. Hearing November 7th and pretrial the 15th. Yeah. Fighting since 2020. So fighting for 4 years. You're going to see progress. You're going to see progress, especially once you enter Sagittarius season. That's the end of November. You're going to see progress. Yeah, you're going to see progress. And honestly, the fight might actually be over by, I would say, by June 21st, 22nd of 2025. So by the beginning of Cancer season, a way forward. Could be up to 6 months, right? I think it's a little bit more. But you're starting to feel momentum. You're going to start to see progress, and you're heading into the end of it now. So there you go. There you go. Soon you'll be finding. So this is so yeah, definitely continue to ask questions if you have them for me. I'm going to head into the charts and discuss the charts with you guys. Yeah, you're welcome, EM. You're welcome. So current transits are difficult, I have to say. It's a frustrating week. It's not a total destruction kind of week, but it's a frustrating, meant to humble us and make us accept what we have in front of us, which is the rubble of the destruction of the wake of Pluto's movement. But also to encourage us to believe in who we are and believe in what we're capable of and our capacities now, and to find our strength inside of us. So current Venus is in Sagittarius, and Venus in Sagittarius likes to be playful. She likes to be curious. She likes to explore. She likes to be unbound. She likes to be limitless. It's a very favorable energy for her, but she's square to Saturn while she's doing it, which means that she's sobered in some ways. She's sobered by some sort of restrictions or some sort of morality. And in some ways, it's very contradictory. So that's frustrating. This sense of I'm ready to grow and I'm ready to expand, but now I'm squaring Saturn, which means I feel like maybe I'm taking things too seriously, or I want to start preparing for my future. How do I grow and how do I expand beyond the limitations that I'm feeling or experiencing now in terms of money, in terms of romance? So this isn't the most romantic energy for us to be under this week while Venus is square to Saturn. It's just not. There are holdups, there are catch-ups, there are consequences and realities that we have to deal with. Not bad ones, it's just not sexy. We also have Mercury in Scorpio now, which is a tough energy because it's all about going within, internal reflection, or PI, investigating, like going on, like figuring out what's on the DL, like digging deep, more philosophical questions being asked, more dark energy being explored. But while Mercury is in this. By the end of the week, Mercury is going to come into opposition with Neptune. And so a lot of bad stuff, especially with tech and social tech, could come up or could make things collapse and could cause a lot of friction in what we experience, especially on social media, um, any kind of technology, stuff that people thought was over or wanted to hide, coming back up, being regurgitated again through technology, et cetera, et cetera. So kind of watch out for that. There's sort of a trigger there this week. And then we have the sun still in opposition to Chiron, loosely now. The sun is at 29 degrees Libra today. It will actually head into Scorpio today. It's just at the current time right now, it's still in Libra. The sun's moving into Scorpio. Sun in Scorpio is heavy energy too. It's a dark place for a bright thing. And so it's very introspective. It's also very, very deep. Looking more, shining light on more of the dark aspects of your character and of your nature, and other people's dark aspects coming out as well. And this is a great time to accept somebody for everything that they are instead of what you wanted them to be, or realizing that you can't do that and that there are just aspects of them that you would rather live without. So once again, extreme, it's kind of make or break situations as the sun heads into Scorpio. But the sun is opposite Chiron. It's coming out of that opposition to Chiron. But if you've been feeling lower self-esteem or lower energy with regards to how confident you feel about yourself, if you've been feeling like old injuries starting to reemerge and kind of slow you down, that's because Chiron was in opposition to the sun, while it was also square to Mars. Mars is still square the sun. And so in a lot of ways, there's just all this toxicity that's coming out that we have to deal with now. But we have to deal with it. Let's slow ourselves down enough we're going to get through it. Mars is going to move out of Cancer in the next couple of weeks. Yeah, Mars will move out of Cancer by November 5th. It will be where it's much more vital in Leo. I think that will help us in a lot of ways. And then Venus will move on from her square with Saturn. The things that are slowing us down, we just have to handle this, right? And if those things are breaking us, then we were too brittle to begin with. And those situations in our lives were too fragile and too brittle, and they were about to break anyway because we can't handle them or we didn't want to. FYI. So that's what the chart has got served up for us now. Also, it's important to point out that Lilith is conjunct the South Node, which means she's in opposition to the North Node, which means our codependency on partnership, our need to be validated by somebody else, or by having somebody else like feeling ashamed, like we're not good enough for other people, or that how much we want to be in partnership, but we're ashamed of it, is contradicting and butting heads with the North Node, which is saying, be more independent, move forward. It's almost like I'm ashamed of myself for needing to be with somebody else. I'm ashamed of myself for what I let other people do to me, or what I've compromised to stay in relationship. Deal with that shame. Give yourself grace, because we all want connectivity with other people. We all want to be in relation with other people. And maybe those connections to that past or your comfort zone, sitting in a relationship that you feel comfortable in without respecting who you're becoming or the direction you're going, is the challenge right now. To let that go, to let that pass, to let that move on, to let yourself move forward, not allowing yourself to be in a relationship, but allowing yourself to be in a relationship that's more about who you are now than who you were. right? And to give yourself the grace to be okay with the fact that you want to be with somebody and that you find yourself best in partnership with somebody else. That's okay. Don't be ashamed of that. Don't try to feel like you have to be hyper focused on Miss Independent, Mr. Independent. Be willing to ask others for help now, right? Be willing to be weak, be willing to be vulnerable. Love yourself through that. That's a really important lesson to know and to learn now. But I was battling cancer. Oh, God bless. Oh, my God. And my family, who didn't really care about me before. Okay. And it was overwhelming. And that's fine that you accept their love, and I couldn't see straight, and my family took advantage of my vulnerability. I was strapped for support while weak and trying to get back to independence again after my diagnosis. I really missed my ex a lot, and I didn't mean to push him away. And there's still room for you to come back together with him. He's probably still very concerned about you, right? And God bless you on your cancer, like on your cancer struggles and victory over your circumstance. God bless you, sending you positive and healing energy as you continue recovery and health. You are health, you are health, you are health, you are health, you are health. But ultimately now, yeah, your future is yours, Candace. It's up to you to go in the direction that you want. And if your family really loves and supports you, they're not just going to show up when you're weak. They're going to show up when you're strong, and they're going to encourage your growth. This is people who want to feel like they're needed. And that's why they come back when you're in a bad situation. They're not really there to help you. They're there to make, it's like martyrdom. They're there to make themselves feel better. So ultimately, let yourself thrive, and those people will drop away again. Okay. And that's fine. That's okay. And go back and tell your boyfriend what you've learned. Tell your ex what you've learned. Tell your ex what you've experienced and what you understand now. Let him know that you've gotten enlightened and you've seen specifics about the situation that maybe you couldn't before. Right? Let him know that. I don't think clarity. Be honest, be direct, be clear, and take back control of your life. Take back control of your life. Make the decision and then execute. 100%. You can do this. If you're thinking about your boyfriend and you want clarity with him, once again, he's still all up in his feelings. He doesn't know. He's not sure, but he will listen. Which means that he hasn't made up his mind yet. And you can help him make up his mind just by clarifying everything that went on. Clarifying the confusion. Whoa. This has been a big session. I'm really happy about it. I'm really proud of it. I'll make sure to schedule them. Tuesday mornings is usually when we get together. Just so everybody knows. So yeah, this is kind of a work week, but it's also a work on ourselves week. Yeah, it's a work on ourselves week. It's really important now to let go of our perception of ourself. And any shame is going to be the trigger. Shame is going to be what brings your issue into consciousness. So watch where you feel ashamed, and then dig in and see, well, why am ashamed of what? Where you feel shame, you must give yourself grace, which is self-forgiveness. You must give yourself the capacity to move forward beyond where you thought you completely wrecked and destroyed yourself. You must give yourself, and the only way you do this is through faith, through the grace of God. In the beginning, you'll have nobody else, and you won't know which direction that you're headed, except allow faith to say there's something on the other side of my ruination. There's something on the other side of my shame. There's something on the other side of the mistake that I made. There's something on the other side of it. And I have to love myself enough to know that I deserve the chance at it, because I don't have to stay ruined and I don't have to stay destroyed just because I fucked up. So it's giving ourselves this grace. I'm actually really happy that Lilith is on the South Node now, and that she will pass away from the South Node. And that's really good. It's almost helping us cleanse this energy of being ashamed that we want to be loved by somebody, being ashamed, feeling shame, feeling like we're weak because we like being together or connected with another person, and recognizing that that's just not the truth. It actually contradicts your sense of self and sense of independence when you don't trust your right to be happy in partnership, right? It's almost like that catch 20, catch 82, whatever, of what's an independent woman? What is a liberated woman? A liberated woman is the woman who allows herself to do what makes her happy. And if being a housewife and mother makes her happy, then that's what she's allowed to do. She shouldn't have to feel ashamed of what actually really makes her happy, right? And so we're dealing with a lot of these consequences now of being ashamed of what makes us feel good, feel comfortable, feel happy, right? We're being ashamed of that, or we're taking shame from the past and saying, well, that means I don't deserve something better in the future. And that's wrong. It's incorrect. And so grace is where you forgive yourself, and faith is where you find your way forward, allowing yourself to open your heart to your truth and not be ashamed of your truth at all, right? And instead embrace it, embrace who you are, what you are, and in embracing it, allow yourself to pull yourself up and find your way forward. And so, guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much for all of you who joined. I'm going to reschedule I close this down. I'm going to reschedule. I'll go back in. I'll do the timestamps to remind you guys of your reading. Erica, I think you were on the whole time while I was doing your reading. I don't remember exactly when your reading was, but it was kind of like all through. It really was. But I do have some timestamps for the rest of you, which I'll just put in the description box so that you guys can see it if you want to come back to your readings. That's fine. Yeah, and I love you guys like crazy, and thanks so much for jumping on. Thank you for starting my Tuesday with such like a feeling of productivity, a feeling of I'm important to people and what I do matters. So thank you so much for that. God bless you guys. And I will be sure to talk to you next week. Bye, guys.